He had nothing, no money, no connections, no education. He slept on the floor of a camel stable and cleaned up after animals for a handful of coins. His name was Hafid, and he would go on to become the greatest salesman the ancient world had ever seen. But this is not a story about talent or luck. It is a story about 10 scrolls, 10 ancient principles, so powerful that a poor stable boy used them to build one of the greatest fortunes in history. My name is Tariq, and today I am going to walk you through every single one of those scrolls, and exactly how to apply them to your life starting today. Hafid worked for a wealthy merchant named Pathros. One day, Pathros called Hafid to him and made an offer. He gave Hafid a small supply of cloaks to sell. If Hafid succeeded, Pathros would give him something worth far more than gold: 10 ancient scrolls containing the secrets of all human achievement. Hafid failed completely, not a single sale. But on his way back, he gave his last remaining cloak to a freezing family with a newborn child. He arrived with nothing to show. Instead of dismissing him, Pathros smiled. That single act of generosity had revealed more about Hafid's character than 100 sales ever could. He handed over the scrolls, and here is what was written inside them. The first scroll said, "Today I begin a new life. Every single day is a genuine fresh start. The person you were yesterday does not determine who you become tomorrow. Good habits are the keys to all success. You do not eliminate bad habits through willpower. You replace them with better ones, practiced daily until they become automatic." The second scroll said, "I will greet this day with love in my heart." This is not a soft idea. It is a survival strategy. The greatest obstacle between you and everything you want is not competition or circumstance. It is the resentment and defensiveness you carry into every interaction. Genuine goodwill toward other people opens doors before you ever reach them. It builds trust faster than any skill. The third scroll said, "I will persist until I succeed." Persistence is not a feeling, it is a decision. Every person who has ever achieved anything significant passed through periods of zero motivation and zero confidence. They continued anyway. Each failure eliminates one more approach that does not work. The only true failure is stopping. The fourth scroll said, "I am nature's greatest miracle." Every human being who has ever lived is completely unique. Your specific combination of experience, perspective, and capability has never existed before and will never exist again. Stop imitating other people. The things that make you different are not weaknesses to hide. They are your greatest competitive advantage. The fifth scroll said, "I will live this day as if it is my last, not recklessly, fully." Most people are physically present but mentally elsewhere, reviewing the past, worrying about the future. Every opportunity you miss because your attention was somewhere else. Be completely here. The person who is genuinely present with you is the most powerful person in any room. The sixth scroll said, "Today I will be master of my emotions." You are not at the mercy of how you feel. Emotions are whether real and powerful, but temporary. The body influences the mind. If you act confident, confidence appears. If you act enthusiastic, enthusiasm follows. Refuse to let a bad morning determine the quality of your afternoon. The seventh scroll said, "I will laugh at the world." This scroll is about perspective. Most problems that feel catastrophic today will barely be remembered in a year. Step back. Ask yourself how significant this will seem in 5 years. Laughter dissolves tension, resets the mind, and keeps you resilient through difficulties that would destroy someone who takes everything with equal seriousness. The eighth scroll said, "Today I will multiply my value 100-fold. Commit to getting better every single day in small ways that compound over time. Set goals that are beyond comfortable reach, goals that make the current version of yourself insufficient." The process of becoming sufficient for a larger goal is exactly how a person becomes larger. The ninth scroll said, "I will act now." 3 words, perhaps the most important in the entire collection. Most human potential is lost not in the absence of ideas or ambitions, but in the gap between intention and action. The plan exists to be executed. The knowledge exists to be applied, and the time to do it is not a future moment that will arrive in better form. The time is now. The 10th scroll said, "I will pray to God for guidance." This final scroll is about humility. Without it, persistence becomes stubbornness. Confidence becomes blindness. Even success becomes a barrier to continued growth. Stay open. Stay teachable. Recognize that you operate within something much larger than yourself. Hafid applied these 10 principles every single day. He faced rejection constantly. He started with nothing and no advantages, but he persisted, he acted, he stayed present, he kept improving, and he built one of the greatest trading empires of his time. When he was old and wealthy, he did exactly what Pathros had done for him. He found a young person with nothing but character and potential, and he passed the scrolls forward. Because the scrolls were never meant to be owned. They were meant to be used and then given away. You have just heard 10 principles that have the power to change your life. Most people who encounter wisdom do nothing with it. They find it interesting and move on. But a small number of people do something different. They pick one principle today and begin practicing it. Just one, consistently, until it becomes a habit, then another, then another. Pick your scroll. Start today. The greatest version of your life is waiting on the other side of a decision you can make right now. I will see you in the next one.